What's up, everybody? We're back once again. It's episode 47 of the Dadbod Golf Pod, and this is a awesome, super day. We're super fired up. This is the first installment of Friendship Friday, and who better than the number one download every single day, the first listener every single day, Colonel Steve from Orlando, Florida. What's up, baby? How's it going, Steve?
Hey, Kyle, man, it's doing great. I'm here hanging out with my Swannies shirt.
Let's go.
Yes. Gotta go with strong. Cool. I put on my Sweetrollz putter grip the other day, so I'm going to get out with this weekend.
You got
what
which
color
one
did you get? Yeah, which one did you get?
Had to go camo.
I guessed it.
Attaboy. Yeah. On brand for
we didn't know if Florida had sunk in your system, and Nate and I were thinking maybe something a little more flowery, but I hope
no. That'd be Nate. That would be Nate.
No, I got my hula girl in one today, Steve, and I like that you're shooting across the bow right out of the gate. I love
it. I got the flower one, and Ben got the same one as mine. So
I got the same one.
Now I got to get a new putter grip. So.
Yeah, you've had yours longer than mine. It's time for you to regrip yours. So
I'm probably going to go skull and crossbones next. I think that's what I'm going to do next.
I just realized what Steve's saying that about me is like, this is the first time that someone I don't really know listens to me every single day. And now he knows me. Like he can fire at me. He can send zingers and I don't even know him. So
welcome to showbiz, Nate. Welcome to showbiz.
This is awesome.
I'm going to get Nate on the blue tees real soon.
Yeah. Oh, he said, get to the gym, Nate. Get to the gym. Get your weight up. That's all.
Steve, aren't you old enough to play the gold team?
I'll play up.
I knew that was coming.
Oh man. So this is we're gonna start doing this weekly. Where if you're interested, you want to jump on and have friendship with us on a Friday. Hey, we're going to treat it. It's just going to be just a regular episode, and you're going to be part of the gang. You're going to break down the conversation. You're going to throw out hot takes. And Colonel Steve has prepared. He sent me pictures of him reading the articles. He has done his homework, and I cannot wait to hear his takes on this Golf Digest Brooks Koepka article and photo shoot. Not just an article, but a photo shoot. So
really cute.
He loves the photo shoots. He always has. I didn't see the pictures. I just read the article because I was reading the article through Twitter. Did he do the whole poolside thing again?
Oh yeah, it's preposterous.
Yes. Awesome. So original, man. That's his go-to. Let's go out by the pool.
Jenna's over there like, hey, get him to do that. No, get him to do that.
Let me put some weights out somewhere. Were there any weights visible in the pictures?
No, he did have a mock turtleneck on though. Again,
by the pool.
Yeah, by the pool. Well, I don't know if he had
out by the water or something,
but it was. What's the deal with them? What is there an inside joke that I've missed on the mock turtleneck? Him bringing that?
No, I think he's just a douchebag.
Steve, am I missing something there?
I think Nate called it, so I can't add any more to that one.
He had on the mock with a gold chain or something. It was awful. It was terrible.
I had got to.
He looked like the Rock.
I didn't know he had on a gold chain.
You know that picture of like the Rock from like way back when he was in college and he had the turtleneck with the gold chain. That's what it looked like. He looked like, except less, I guess, ripped.
Less like the Rock. Yeah.
Less moxie.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
So basically it was just a sit down and asked him a ton of questions from his knee injury to how he, how he became, I guess, how he went from kind of like a journeyman to where he is now, the personal side of it, the personal aspect of it, dove into a little bit of Ryder Cup, talked a little bit of majors, and we're just going to break it down, kind of just break it down all the way. So first off, I guess one of the first things they really talked about was clubs. They talked about his clubs and what he likes to use and this, that, and the other. Did y'all kind of find it interesting that Brooks is he's not really a big club guy. Like he doesn't really tinker that much. Go ahead.
What I've found that whole article is that if there's anything that everybody does, he has to make sure that he doesn't do it. He is too cool for literally anything. Like new equipment. No, dude, I've got the same Nike 3-iron for 5 years. Come on, man.
I did take the time to count the times he said "I" in it. I think it was 526 times in that article. So
he's not a big we guy. He's not
a big we guy.
He's not like Jordan Spieth and JT where it's we did this, we did that. It's I. It's
not
I.
like Kyle and Bryson,
Yeah.
It's a team game. It's a team game. No, so he doesn't change clubs a whole lot, like so much. Like it's so rare that he changed clubs. There was a story where he was playing in a tournament and he cracked his driver or cracked the shaft or something like that.
Right.
So he was like, I'm just going to play with a 3-wood, and he sends somebody back to the I guess the van to get another driver, and he just gives his driver to a kid in the stands. And then Claude Harmon was like, "You won $5 million with that driver. You can take the head out, you DA." So they went back and snatched the driver from the kid. Can you believe that? They took
They shipped him another one. Yeah.
Do we
shipped
know
him
that?
another one, and the next day Nike stopped making clubs. Yeah, let's find that kid. Let's get him on the pod.
We need
Let's
to
figure out
verify
what's going on
that kid actually got a club. What do you think, Steve?
It was a lot about himself again. So I'm not sure if he truly took the time himself. I'm sure he told someone to make sure that club got to him, but I doubt he insured it.
Absolutely not. No. So you can't take a drive. You can't do Indian givers to like a 6-year-old. You can't do that. I'm sorry, Brooks. You give it to him. You got to let him have it. So
no, he should have been like man enough to go when they said, "Hey, you won $5 million." He's like, I understand that. I screwed up. I gave it away. I don't know what else to do. I mean,
yeah, he sent somebody else.
You bring the driver back. You bring the driver back.
And you don't, even if you do, you send somebody to go ask for it, not take it from them, but you also replace it with a whole friggin' bag of clubs for the kid that everything is signed, including gloves, club heads, everything is signed. So he can eBay the crap out of it later in life when he gets a little older and make a little money off of you. But don't just, you yank it from him and then you send him some probably piece of trash driver out of your garage that you had the butler go get and said, "Hey, go find where this kid lives and send it to him."
This is the only time I'll come close to defending Brooks. That kid is not entitled to any driver. Like, yes, he gave it to him. Yes, he wasn't thinking. If he goes and gets it back and that kid gets a driver that functions instead of one that's broken under the grip, I mean, come on.
Oh, come on, Nate. What's the next step? Did they go out to his truck and kick his dog that's in the car? What is going on, man? It's a kid. It's a 6-year-old.
I'm just saying, like, if you give somebody your driver that's won you $3 million and you weren't thinking and somebody goes and grabs it back, like, whatever the kid gets is probably still going to be.
Let me tell you something. That furniture is moving in the stands if they come back to get it and they try to yank it from my kid. My kid's the one holding the driver.
Going to,
No, you won't let your kid get it. You'll be the adult that jumps in front of a kid and gets the driver.
No, that's a whole nother story, Nate. We're not going there with that.
I agree with Ben. I think he should have gone back to him afterwards, signed a glove, hit some golf balls, give him a towel. I mean, I would have laid the kid up. If I had to take something from him, I mean, I would have made sure that he was in the whole 9 yards. So, but oh well, it was a bad decision.
Hey, you can go to dinner with Jenna, like just you and her, 12-year-old at dinner with Jenna Sims.
Again, that wouldn't have been
give some good clout.
The 6-year-old probably wouldn't have cared, but that's when
the dad would
have been like, you know what, son, this is a good trade. This is a real good trade.
Yep. Don't tell your mom.
Don't tell mom where we went to dinner, and please do not tell her who we went to dinner with.
Exactly. So one thing that it opened up a little bit more was this knee injury. That we just kind of heard that he had a knee injury and then he just like wasn't playing and then he had surgery. We didn't really know, but it actually ended up sounding pretty dang bad that he, had it said he had just like a freak misstep and it ended up like dislocating his knee, then like crushing his patellar tendon, and they had to reconnect it and all this kind of stuff. And that sounds a lot more serious than I guess it was led on to be.
Hey Kyle, did that happen at Jack's tournament up in Memorial in a pro shop? Maybe that little.
I don't know the story. What? Is that the story?
Give us some more, Steve.
Well, I understand there was a little fracas between Brooks and somebody else up at Jack's tournament. And there was a little fisticuffs, I think, something else.
Really? Who was it?
Really?
Brooks and Bryson.
No.
You know about that. You know about that.
No way. Are we
No,
going-
I didn't know they put
Bryson
hands
didn't
on
tell you
one
about that,
another.
Kyle, when you guys FaceTimed at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
last night?
Bryson's
They
a real
had- they had
humble
it up.
guy. He doesn't tell
Staring
me a
into
whole
each
lot of
other's
stuff
eyes.
like that.
Yeah,
He's
you
super humble.
got to get Ben looking it up on the internet now. So yeah, they
Yeah,
had
that's
at it.
exactly
So
what I'm doing.
the story is that Jack had heard about it when he was in there, and they asked him what he should do to break up the fight, and he said, "Let it go." So
Let the boys play.
let the
Wait,
boys
are we
play.
joking right now? Are we serious?
Ben to tell you, I wouldn't fib about that.
Oh my God. We're gonna have to do some crack research on this because
Yeah.
that would be epic if that actually true and Bryson tore Brooks's ACL or whatever it is. That
What
would
if Jack Nicklaus is in the corner being like, put him in a body bag?
put him
Just
in the
absolutely-
body, man?
I'm kidding about the knee part, but not kidding about the fight. So
Okay. Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
Colonel Steve bringing content to the table.
content.
He's inside. This is our inside golf source. I knew Bryson was a boss. I knew Bryson was ready to throw hands.
Wait
He
a
got
second.
beefy.
We don't
I
know
knew
what
it.
all took place.
Everybody tries to act like he's just this little scientist, little weird dork guy.
Oh,
He's
here we
beefy
go.
now. He's beefy now. Don't cross him. Don't cross him. That's all.
Kyle's beefy boyfriend.
That's all I got to say. Just got to be careful. Watch out for Bryson. All right. So we talked about his injury. He talked about his bag. He talked about DJ a lot. It was almost awkward how much he tried to, I guess, emulate DJ a lot. It was sort of awkward, especially because he's talked crap about him like not very long ago about how, it's not much of a, it was at the one where he said it's not really much, or that was Rory, but he talked about how DJ hadn't won since he started winning and this, that, and the other. But in this article, he pretty much says he emulates everything after DJ.
Mhm.
So anybody got any takes on that?
Well, he said that him and DJ and Tiger like to go to the gym together. So that was the big thing I took away. So dropping a little name dropping here and there, but that's cool.
I don't know if he's friends with anybody else on tour except for Dustin Johnson. Like, I don't know if he has anything else to say about anybody else because that's it. Like, it's just him and DJ. Which
That's a good point.
those comments that he made about DJ sounded like he was like shooting a zinger at his buddy, but it came across really bad. I don't know. When that came out, it was like, hey, if he had said that in the locker room, like everybody would laugh, but he said it in front of a camera to the press. And so it sounded like he was, doo-dooing on him. But
Right.
I don't think Brooks has any other friends on tour. I think that's his only guy. Him and DJ just pumping iron. Probably just sending
And maybe
videos
that's
to
just because
Tiger.
DJ. And maybe that's just because DJ. I don't think DJ dislikes anybody. I think he's just kind of the guy that wants to be in the room, and if you want to have a beer, or I don't know, he's partaking some other things as well. Maybe just not beer, maybe some other things too. But he's just kind of the guy that just wants to hang out. He doesn't. And Koepka has said before he likes other sports besides golf, and DJ's kind of that guy too. Like he's just not going to be watching golf on when he's not playing it.
He talked about, I thought it was also along the lines of the surgery and this, that, and the other. He really acted like he's 31 years old, but he talked like he was like 50, 60 years old. Like it takes me 30 minutes to get out of the bed now. And I eat all these anti-inflammatory foods and,
metabolism's not what it was when I was in my 20s and I have to park closer to the building. It's like,
that was like 3 years
wait a
ago. Like, what are we
second, man.
talking about? What are we talking about? Yeah, it was he blamed he's gained a little weight. Like, let's just be honest. He's a little bit more along the lines of a dad bod than he is back when he was doing the body issue on ESPN.
Little beer gut.
Yeah, so he really kind of blamed
Little gin of gut.
Yeah, a little gin of gut. A little what do you call it? You're getting a little complacent. Yeah, exactly. But so I thought that was kind of strange. Do y'all have any takeaways from or anything up as far as like, he talked about it's hard for him to have relationships, it's hard for him to talk to his family, this, that, and the other. I think Nate, you kind of hit it on the head. He just doesn't really like anybody.
Well, that's kind of odd that he said that about his family, though, because when he left FSU, this family was the only one that supported him when he decided to go to Europe and play there. Like everybody else told him, even his coaches told him he was stupid. They were like, what are you doing? Like, you stay home, be comfortable, try to make a little money here locally. And his mom, she was even quoted on one of those, one of those like behind the scenes Golf Channel deals. His mom was like, No, we told him just you need to do what makes you happy, do whatever. He checked in with us every night over there, and we had to adjust the time and see who was going to be calling who and all this stuff. And so I kind of found that kind of odd when he was like, it's tough for me to, rely on my family for support. And it's kind of you're going, wait a second. They were with you when you were doing nothing and traveling on buses in Europe. Like, pay him back a little bit here.
I think which is hard to tell. I think maybe he's like Bryson. He's a little Mr. Misunderstood, but he comes across like he is so in his zone that he just can't. He can't talk. He can't involve himself with anybody else. Like he has to be so in the Brooks zone to beat Tiger. And I know we're going to get to the Ryder Cup thing, but it's his routine and he can't break it. And he just. I don't think he's full of himself so much as that he just doesn't know how to turn it off. Like he has to be in this zone that he's in.
He's got that zone of everybody hates me. And eventually that's going to come true because he ostracizes everybody. So they are going to hate him. But 5 years ago, that wasn't the case. Everybody loved him. And even
he's kind of done this to a lot of this to himself.
Yeah. I mean, look at a year ago.
Yeah. I was going to say, as a prima donna, you guys know a little about me. I was in the Army for 30 years. And while I would say I wasn't around elite athletes, I would tell you that a lot of the guys in the Army that are out there every day are pretty darn elite athletes. And they don't sleep in. They don't take 30 minutes to get out of bed, and they don't take naps in the middle of the day. They work hard in the day, and then they play hard, and then they go to bed, and then they get up the next day and they do it again, and then repeat. So I can't. It's hard for me to feel bad about a prima donna that takes 30 minutes to get out of bed because he went golfing the day before or he went to the gym. So I mean. I told
we
my son,
feel that way about Kyle all the time. I mean, he complains, and we're like, "Bro, you played golf the day before."
I mean, we would get out of bed. We'd have PT at 6 o'clock in the morning, and that's how our days would start. And you do that 5 days a week, and that's just your thing. And so, I mean, I don't know. It's a little bit of prima donna to me.
Yeah,
and that's his job.
Brooks. Suck it up,
his
Brooks.
Job now. I mean, this isn't. I know we've made fun for Kisner. This ain't no hobby. I mean, this is his job. Like, this is what he's supposed to be doing. And it sounds in this article like he's complaining about everything he's supposed to be doing.
Right.
So let's talk about woe is me.
Let's talk about the Ryder Cup part.
Yes.
Okay?
Been waiting.
Let's talk about this. Let's dive into this because it is really, I think it's pissed a lot of people off, this part. And basically, they just asked him about the Ryder Cup experience. Is it different? Is it strange? This, that, and the other. And he said it's different. It's hectic. He's like, I don't want to say it's a bad week. We're just individualized, and everybody has their typical routine. And then it's like, oh, we got to go do this whole different thing. And then he talks about what he likes to do. I like to take naps in the day, and I gotta. I like to just play 9 holes for practice. And so basically he was just like, it sounded like he was just poo-pooing on the Ryder Cup. What do y'all?
It was like it was a chore. Like it was like an obligation. Like he's like, yeah, it's cool and everything. I got a lot to unpack here. I'm going to let somebody else go first because I want to kind of really load up and take a big swing at this. So
let the guest go first. Colonel Steve, it's all Colonel you. Steve, you have the floor, sir. Why not ask a veteran how he feels about somebody representing the United States of America?
That's right. Daggone.
I was thinking about it actually. If I had played 1 year in the PGA Tour, and you asked me if I could win the U.S. Open or the Olympics, I probably would pick the Olympics. To be able to do something for your country is something different, and it's special. So, I don't get it. He keeps rolling back in his thing and said, "Hey, I don't have time. I don't have time to go to the gym." I mean, dude, that's not what it's about. And you got to have some fire. But the other part is, and I don't know if you're going to go into this, but the Euros, they're the kind of the underdog. They're going to go after the big dog, and so the Americans need to defend their soil and they need to fight together, and they can't sit there and just and hope. That it's going to come together. So I don't know. I was a little disappointed with old Brooks myself.
Nate, let me go right before you, and then just let you just unload on it. But
That'd be fine.
to me, Brooks, this attitude is a microcosm of why we get stroked by Europe almost every single time in this thing. It's I don't, for whatever reason, America has lost the passion for the Ryder Cup. They've lost that passion that, Jack and those guys had, all the way up until like when they played. I remember I watched those documentaries, The War by the Shore, the one at Kiowa Island, stuff like that. It's just, we just don't seem that interested anymore. We don't seem like, it's not something that's on our guys' minds for 2 years up into the next one. If we lose, it doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't hurt. And to me, this is obviously to a huge extreme. I mean, this is like this tells you, kind of gives you a look inside the mind of one of these guys. And I don't think not all of them are to this extreme, but guys like Sergio and Ian Poulter and those guys, they like, this is what they live for. Like this is what the Europeans, they grow up living for, wanting to win the Ryder Cup more so than heck majors or anything like that. And I don't know. I feel like I almost wish that they had like 12 captains picks and not auto qualifiers, just let the and then let people sort of plead their case.
Let the captain pick his 12 guys to go.
Let the players plead their case to the captain, and then he'll be able to decide, okay, now I know who really wants to do this. Instead, we have, 8 auto qualifiers, and, probably only like 2 of them are really fired up about doing it. And I think this Brooks thing is just kind of like a microcosm of the whole American attitude towards the Ryder Cup.
What summed it all up was the same day that this article gets released, and he has the me attitude. That's the problem with it right there, the me. Because when he talked about my schedule's messed up, I can't go to the gym. Hey, bub, everybody's that way. Like, everybody's in the exact same boat you are. We're all on the same page here. So it's time for you to bite the bullet and be a team member. And that, because he had said one of his quotes where he said, and I'm just paraphrasing here, he had brought up, he goes, so we're all sitting in the room, they're all looking at me and they're like, what can you do? Well, I got my point. Well, that's not the point of it. The point of it is you win as a team. Right. Yeah, you did your small, 12th of a job that you were supposed to do that day. And congratulations, you got your pat on the back. Now you get your butt in there and you take the chewing with everybody else for not doing their job. And, the whole thing that wrapped it all up was the same day that he came out with this, or they came out with this article today. Ian Poulter was quoted as saying it would be the biggest honor in his golfing career to serve as both player and captain. Mm-hmm.
No, yeah.
I mean, if you're not talking about one extreme to the other, you're talking about a guy that's like, I really don't want to be here. And then on the other side, you got the guy that says, this is the biggest honor of my golfing career, to be asked to be both player and captain.
Yeah, Ben. But how many PGA golfers would love to change their whole schedule to be on that team, and that are probably better than Ian Poulter right now?
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Ian Poulter never scared a major. That's a good point for us, too. So you guys remember a few years ago in the NBA when they were always trying to make this like super team? They take all there's I don't remember who all it was. It was Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade.
They're still doing to this day.
Yeah.
Benjamin, I'm lining up for this, dude. Like, I'm trying to catch some momentum into just absolutely cracking on Brooks Koepka.
He's trying to build up.
Let me get there.
I'll mute my mic. Sorry, Nick.
We've got this same selfish. We try and put on paper we have. I said it earlier. We have like 10 of the top 14 in the world are on the U.S. team. And if I'm anybody on the U.S. team right now, I am licking my chops to get Brooks Koepka as my draw, because that same I don't give a crap attitude that he takes to tournaments that aren't majors. Dude, if I'm Bernard Weisberger and I pair up against Brooks Koepka on the first round, I'd walk up to him like, listen, I know you don't want to be here, so I'm going to beat you 8-7. You get your ass home. Exactly. What a pitiful excuse for an American golfer who auto qualified. If he had been a captain's pick, if he hadn't auto qualified, he would text his Stricker and say, I'd rather just hang out with Jenna all weekend. But you know what? You're on the team.
That's what he did for the Olympics.
Act like you care. About
He's already
being
done
on the
that
team.
once.
It is
Yeah.
1 week. You don't get to work out for 1 week, which it looks like you skip plenty of workouts
Yeah, I was
anyway.
gonna
Brooks.
say,
It's 1 week where your
It's
routine gets thrown
metabolism,
off
Nate.
for something that used to mean something. It means something to some people. It means something to the guys you're playing. It means the world to them. And it means something to the guy who's sitting at home with Justine with the IS 250 watching, wishing he was there, kicking European tail.
And the thing is it wouldn't have affected Patrick Reed's workout schedule at all, would it?
Not a
Nate?
one bit.
No,
Not
he
a
still
bit.
could have done his 20-minute walk. So, anyway, I am severely disappointed in Brooks Koepka. I would not mind seeing him just get absolutely torched in any match he plays.
I hope he doesn't
as
earn
long
a
as the
point.
Americans still win.
I hope he doesn't earn a point. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I don't even care if he doesn't.
But
earn
I don't think he would care. That's the
that
issue
is a
I
problem.
have
That is
with
the
it.
problem.
That
That
is
is
a
the
problem.
issue.
That's
Yep.
the issue I have with it. He doesn't care, and that's Stricker doesn't see that. I will say this: anytime that it gets time for you, where you have to sit like 4, sit him.
Oh yeah. Oh
he
yeah.
doesn't want to be there. Sit his ass. That means
Send him out in
don't
the
let him-
first match. Let him lose
Yeah.
on Sunday. Yeah.
And then go home.
Let Bernard
Yes.
Weisberger. Yeah, you can
Yes.
have the early flight home. You ain't got
Let him lose and put him on a plane.
Steve, you said that
up and down.
Steve, you said that Paul Azinger really came out and just shredded him today. Zinger threw some zingers out. What was some of the things? What were some of the big highlights of what he said today?
He basically just said if he doesn't want to be here, he shouldn't go. And and kind of Ben just said the same thing, and unfortunately Stricker, I don't think he can kick him off. But
Not at this point.
I'm just hoping that that wrist injury hangs on just a little bit longer. So he says, hey, I can't go and I will stay home with Jenna. But yeah, that's what he basically said. You should be proud, which is what Nate's saying, to play for your country. But he didn't have the pride the first time for the Olympics. He doesn't have the pride for doing this. He should just stay home. And Zinger just laid into him. So
That's awesome.
Steve,
I love Zinger.
who would you replace? Like Koepka
I was
drops
gonna
out
ask him
tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, good. No, that's
Steve,
awesome.
throw in your captain's pick. We've all made it very clear who we would throw in there. And if you want to kick out Scotty Scheffler, you can have 2 if you want to.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Well, I think definitely you have to take Captain America.
That's right.
So he's the easy pick. But the way that Billy Horschel sneaks up on a putt, I just think that I think it was Kyle who said, if you got take a guy with statistics who can putt, and you can't take the non-putters because when it gets tight, those putts are hard to make. And I think Horschel will just easily sneak into that ball. The ball won't see it coming, and he'll get behind it, and then he'll pop it right in.
Yes.
So,
Nice.
But
Hey, just like you used to do in Jungle Warfare, ain't that right, Steve?
Exactly.
Sneak right up on them.
No, actually, I was a tank officer, so I used to shoot him one
There
time.
wasn't-
Sneaking
there
up on
was-
nobody
there
in
was
one of
no
those.
sneaking on that.
There's no sneaking up.
that is awesome. Talking about Billy Horschel, I was talking with Buddy Alexander one time, and he's talking about his putting, and he's like, he sneaks up on. I just say, Billy, putt the damn ball. It was so funny.
Speaking of Horschel, have y'all seen the video that got released today from the BMW Championship of the par 3 where he took forever to hit the ball?
No, I haven't.
It took like 2 minutes for him to hit the ball. He stood there and he leaned the club up against his leg and did practice swings with no club in his hand.
Oh boy.
And then he picked the club up and took like 2 or 3 practice swings. And then he went behind the ball to reapproach it. And at that point, that was when I was screaming, even though that tournament has been played, I was looking at the computer and I was like, hit the damn ball, man.
Let's go.
Run the damn ball.
Exactly. All right. So we are pretty much all in agreement that Ryder Cup stuff is
That
pretty
Brooks hates
weak.
America.
It's embarrassing.
Pretty weak. It's very embarrassing, and it almost makes you want to pull against him.
I did want to say
saying stuff like
this
that.
on that same article that Zinger was quoted down at the bottom. I guess somebody from the New York Post reached out to Brooks. He's telling 2 different stories to a bunch of different people. His quote at the end of this article was, "I'll be there. I'm good to go." Koepka said, who has a 4-3-1 record in Ryder Cup play, told the magazine in a text message, "I'm feeling good. Been doing my rehab, doing everything that I need to do in order to be ready for this cup. I'll be there. I'll be ready to play."
Yeah, for his 1 point.
Yeah, and that's
right.
the thing, because it's
You play on Sunday only. Has there
But
ever
I-
been a guy in Ryder Cup who they only let
I don't
play
think
singles? This would be a great time to start Stricker.
This would be a great time to set an example for everybody, every other player that comes through.
I would rather have Steve Stricker right now than I would rather have Brooks Koepka. I mean, come on.
Yeah. His Steve Stricker's decision making has been put on display.
A little questionable. Yeah.
You're right. Daniel Berger. Come on, dude.
All right. So
Colin, I saw him in the scramble.
Give me Stuart Sink instead of
yes.
It's October. It's almost October. It's Stuart Sink season.
Yeah.
All right. So the last thing, which possibly is the most controversial thing that he said, they asked if Tiger had set the bar out of reach as far as majors go, and he said that in his mind he's gonna catch him, and he thinks he's gonna catch Jack too. He says if he wins one a year for 14 years, that'll do it.
Can we get a stat on how old Koepka is?
Does
anybody know that off the top of their head?
He's 31.
He's 31.
So he's planning on winning a major at 45.
That's his plan.
Why
Bill
not?
did it 50.
It'll take him 3 hours to get out of bed at that point.
There's no telling. He might not be able to get out of bed.
I'm just so fired up right now. Koepka won't get to double digits, and I will bet anybody any amount of money that they want to bet that Koepka doesn't even scare double-digit majors.
There's anybody out there right now. If you said gun to your head, pick a player that's going to get to double digits.
Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, that's about the only guy, and that's just because of where
Colin maybe
where he is.
Patrick Cantley.
Yeah. Colin's so young. Maybe Morikawa.
We need Patrick.
He's so young and
digits.
He's got a couple under his belt, but even the Rahms of the world. I mean, he doesn't have them under his belt to be able to say that, even though he's playing well. So for Koepka to come out and say that, he makes it sound it's just one a year. What? Like, there are guys that go careers that are great golfers, top 50 golfers that do not have a major under their belt or have one or two. And he's talking about, it's just one a year. I get that.
I don't have a problem with the ego. I mean, I think anybody who tees up should hope to win. So on that part, it's a big game, but I mean, I think everybody who tees up plans to par or birdie every hole. So
yeah,
good for him.
Yeah. Here's the part that I took issue with. Okay. And it said that let me try to make sure I read it correctly. He said, people misconstrue this as being cocky. No, that's just my belief. If I don't have that belief, I shouldn't be out there. If you don't think you can win, why the hell are you teeing up? Yeah, I'm just going, or blah, 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 blah. But he's like, but I know I'm going to win. I'm going to try to win one a year. And he's dumping on second. He's dumping on not winning. I was like, okay, well, you're just basically saying you're going to go try to just win your one per year.
Once you win 4 a year for the next 3 years. And
he contradicted himself. He's basically talking about how elite players are happy with just winning one. And then he just talks about, I'm just going to win one a year. I mean, come on, man. Like, which one is it? You're going to try to win every tournament you're going to get in, or are you just going to win one major a year? Like, I don't know. It just seemed like, here's the thing. Some people are good at being cocky. Some people are good at it. Like it's
Tiger.
Like it's
Tiger's good at it. Tiger said that. Tiger said
Deion Sanders.
Tiger always said, I don't tee it up unless I want to win. Like
Colonel Steve.
Colonel Steve. These guys, like, they're alpha males. They're I guess they're confident in who they are. Brooks seems like a guy to me who is really trying to be something that he's not. He's really trying to be somebody that in his mind is macho, is cool, but it's not who he is. And it's so awkward. It's so awkward and so unendearing. Is that a word? Unendearing? It's not endearing at all. Like sometimes, like there's some cocky athletes like we're fans of. We like it. We like to see we like to see Shaq dunk on somebody and then like laugh at them or joke about it or
push him off a little bit after. Yeah.
Allen Iverson cross up Tyronn Lue, hit the three and then step over him, or Kobe calling
talking about practice.
Yeah, we love that kind of, like, there's a lot, we love that kind of stuff. But for this scene, it just seems so fake. It's not even good. It just doesn't even seem good.
No,
I don't know. Am I way off here?
Doesn't pump you up. Doesn't be like, oh yeah.
Well, he hasn't done anything to
back one up. A year.
I mean, he hasn't, especially as of late. I mean, with all the injuries he's had and the way he's been playing, he doesn't have any room to be doing that right now. I mean, the things that need to be coming out of his mouth are, I'm just trying to get better and trying to help the team. And he needs to go that route right now. And he's gone completely polar opposite. And it is not going over well at all. And I don't think
way off here, Steve. How far?
I'm with you. If you're John Rahm sitting at the top, you can say it but he's not at the top. And I think he thinks he's at the top, but he's not.
Nope.
Right.
He's not.
it's almost like he feels like he deserves to be at the top, even though he hasn't won. It's like, hey, I think y'all don't understand. I'm that good. Like, I need to be number one. Like, I don't, I know y'all got me down here at like 12 or 13. That's not the case. Like, I need to be number one. That's not how it works, bro. Sorry.
That's why, like Nate said, man, if they sit him except for Sunday, I mean, that would be a great way to bring that ego back in check a little bit.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Fantastic. I don't think Stricker can do it. I don't think he's going to do it.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, they're going to play him.
I want
He's probably still going to play good. I mean, if we're just being honest, he's probably going to play pretty good.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I want to bring Colonel Steve in on the post player of the year discussion, which obviously my guy won. But Kyle sent a tweet to our group text. And there's a few stat lines about Patrick Cantlay, who was the 2021 player of the year and FedEx Cup champion. 5 missed cuts. Oh, wow. Cool. He missed cuts. 0 top 10s and 6 majors. I'll admit that's a bad stat. But lowest net score in only 2 events. What in the world does that even mean?
Means he tied he tied one, so he did not have the lowest net score, and then then Kevin Na shot lower than him.
That is since when do we ever say?
No, you can't have it both ways, Nate. You can't be pulling for Na and for Cantlay at the same time. Kyle pointed out facts to you, and you're getting upset about it.
So we're just going to start putting asterisks every time somebody wins a tournament with a playoff?
No, that's a full fact that Kyle pointed out to you. That's a full fact. Kevin Na shot
it's a
better
stupid
than him.
stat. It's a stupid stat, but
That's
just what I'm
now,
saying.
Kyle.
Hey, Tiger has 14 majors, but only 12 of them he had the lowest net score. Get that out of here. I've never seen a worse stat in my entire life. Not since Kyle's son used a calculator to figure out how many FedEx Cup points per event that Bryson got.
Well,
Cantlay, player of the year. Excuse me.
Just to quote Koepka here, he said, sometimes you get tired and you need to play a little bad and get the weekend off. So I'm assuming that Cantlay was just taking some of Koepka's advice, taking a little down week, getting some weekend off to spend some time with his girlfriend. And that's kind of, everybody wants to be like Koepka. So I think he just modeled himself after Koepka those 5 weeks.
Exactly.
I hope not.
Cantlay had $7 million in earnings. The Tour Championship pays nothing, and he had 0 top 10s and 6 majors and still earned $7 million.
It's pretty solid.
Come at me.
Pretty solid year.
Come at me
great.
and Cantlay.
Patty Ice. I'm ready for
Great.
I hope he can keep it going for the
He's not an investment banker. We're not real worried about all that money. We just
hope
saying.
he can keep it going for the Ryder Cup. We're gonna need him. Hey, quick go ahead.
Hey, before you guys hopefully for Ryder Cup, I hear a show with pairings. I want to hear a whole pairing show if I can ask that one little request, because I want to hear who you have Bryson and who you have Patty Ice paired up with, and foursomes and
you got it.
Hold us back because we got to get Kyle's kids back on the statistics, because we're not real sure who some of these American guys are that Stricker decided to pick and put in the dang tournament and who we're going to pair them with. I mean, we got to put them with the old guys, with Sergio and Poulter, but then they're going to get waxed by the veterans of the group. So we're kind of stuck. We've talked about it.
There you go.
All right, guys, this has been fun. This is exactly what I was hoping for out of Friendship Friday. Colonel Steve, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Tell the fans, tell the listeners where they can find you on social media, if you want to.
That's up to you.
The easiest way to do it is to go on dadbod.com on Twitter and go on and you look at who liked it that day, and you'll find me there, and you'll find me on a retweet there. You'll also find me liking the dadbod.com YouTube. Most likely you'll see a comment on that. So very easy to find if you do that. So
absolutely,
that's the easiest way to find me.
Thank you for taking time to spend with
awesome.
us and joke with us and let us talk over you and around you, and we really appreciate it, dude.
Hey,
thank you so
guys.
much.
Colonel Steve,
I appreciate your time.
Who's the funniest guy on the show, real quick, before we
the funniest?
We know who the people that were prompting on time were.
It probably had to be Ben.
Oh,
Ben's the funniest. All right, this is over. Dad bod, golf bod.
Always stroke it.
Always stroke it.